The following production is produced by the State University of New York, College at Oneonta.
Welcome to another edition of Inside Red Dragon Sports. I'm your host, Geoff Hassard, the Assistant Director of Athletics and Sports Information Director at SUNY Oneonta. In this week's segment of Weekly Conversations, we are going to put on our running sneakers as we welcome head cross-country coach Matt LaPiccolo to the show. We will also meet a couple of Oneonta cross-country athletes when senior Nick Pampina and junior Celia Alterio stop by to join us. So don't run too far. I'll be back after the break with my first guest.
Hate those screaming commercials on your radio? Well, so did we. That's why we created Oneonta Community Radio, WUOW. You can leave regular radio behind, just tune to 104.7 WUOW, bringing you arts, information, and entertainment from the State University at Oneonta.
Joining me now in studio is senior Nick Pampina of our men's cross-country team. Welcome, Nick. Thanks for coming by, taking time out of your busy schedule today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Nick Pampina. I'm a senior here at Oneonta. I'm from Kings Park, Long Island. It's a small town. I ran there all 4 years, and now I run here for Oneonta.
Now, when you, 4 years ago, when you were looking at schools, why did Oneonta stand out for you?
Well, mostly it was because of the campus. I came here and I really felt like I was at home. It was honestly between here and Cortland. I know that's tough to hear, but I went to Cortland and I didn't really feel like it fit me well. And then I came here a couple hours after and it felt like a home to me. So I just picked it immediately and came here.
Oh, well, and now Coach Matt LaPiccolo, during the recruiting process, I mean, impressed by him? I mean, what kinds of things would you have to say about him as a coach? And
Matt does a very, very good job coaching me. He's made me into the competitive person I am today. Coming out of high school, I wasn't that great, so I didn't get recruited that much. And the progress I've made since then under him has been really impressive. I like it a lot.
Well, and when you say progress, last year you were an all-region runner for us at the Atlantic Region meet. Pretty impressive. What kind of goals do you have that you're going to set for yourself this year?
Well, last year at the Atlantic Region meet, I missed making nationals by 0.6 of a second, and that was a big deal to me. It hit me pretty hard. So this year, it's definitely to make it to nationals, not only individually, but hopefully bring my team there as well, and as well do well in the SUNY and at all the other big races that we have this season. Just progress as a team and progress individually. Now,
when we talk as a team, what kind of outlook do you have for the team this year? I mean, you're one of the senior members. We got a lot of young guys that came in. What are you looking for to do?
Mostly just instill in them like our program and our philosophies about training and nutrition and just how you have to live the lifestyle of a runner. You really need to devote your life and really put everything you have into the sport just to get to where we are. So if I could give them that, that would be great.
Running is really a way of life. I mean, it has to be, and I know that Coach LaPiccolo, who will be in a little bit later, will speak about that. But was that important to you, buying into that philosophy, to get to where you are now? I mean, is that?
Absolutely. When I first got here, the seniors and Matt himself really pretty much drilled it into me, and I think it paid off really big. Coming out of high school, I didn't really know that much about the sport, and I didn't know much about taking care of myself and all the little things you could do that will make you a better runner. So learning that as a freshman coming in, it was a big deal. And I mean, you learn more every year, and it progresses, and it's helped a lot. So
now, those are some of the lessons that you're now trying to pass on to these younger runners who are coming into the program, because I mean, they're watching you, and hey, Nick's got a chance to go to nationals this year. I mean, do those other kids now You think they aspire to do that kind of thing?
I hope so. There's a few guys that I could see it. They want it pretty bad, so hopefully.
Well, hopefully you'll get to be a great role model, because I know that you are certainly a great role model for our cross-country and track programs. And you've already had a meet under your belt, home meet. We kind of dominated a little bit, Oswego and Hartwick. And you, along with 3 juniors, Tim Greenberg, Sean Daly, and Frank Pfaffenberger, all kind of crossed the line at the same time. You guys, because I was in the car ahead of you a little bit there, although we had to speed up a little bit because you guys were catching us. But did you guys feel comfortable? Was it a good race for you guys?
It was a great race, yeah. I was surprised that we all put it together. We came together on the day and really had a good race together. We hit 2 miles together, all packed up, and Matt was just like, do this for your team. You're going to remember this for the rest of your life. And when someone would start falling off, we'd yell back to them and say, catch us. And it was a good experience.
Now, you guys, when you train, I mean, are you guys all kind of packed together and pushing each other? And
yeah, we train to run together and work off each other, because it makes it a lot easier when you're racing, when you know you have a teammate next to you and you can swarm the other team. And yeah.
I know how important it is to kind of bunch together with the times. You know, you don't want, especially when we get to our conference meet, where, you know, if there's only one guy kind of leading the pack and you got, you know, a bunch of other guys that are kind of spaced out, it doesn't really help with the team scoring. But how do you see the SUNY shaping up? I mean, we were ranked this week, well, not nationally, but at least in the Atlantic region, 9th, first time ever in the top 10. But yet there's 4 other SUNYs, you know, that are in that mix as well. It's a pretty tough conference to crack. Yeah,
the SUNY is definitely one of the toughest conferences, I'd say, in the country. And there's a significant amount of good teams in it. So we have our work stacked up against us, but I think we could come out on top.
Well, when we say Cortland, who won the national championship last year from our conference, I mean, we finished 6th last year on the men's side, so I'm thinking your goals maybe to get into the top 4 this year, top 3. Okay, well, that's certainly, we hope you get there. Any advice that you would give to any potential recruits or students who are looking at Oneonta?
Train hard, absolutely. And always think about the little things that factor into it. Just eat right, sleep a lot, and really devote yourself to it, because if you're putting that much time into it, what's the point of not giving it everything?
Now, do you, the same kind of intensity as also transfers over to your academic side as well? Your major is?
Dietetics.
Dietetics, okay. You know, what kinds of classes are you involved in there? Or?
Right now, some pretty heavy courses. It's medical nutrition therapy, food science, nutrition across the lifespan, just a lot of food stuff.
Yeah, so. Now dietetics, I mean, that's almost like a lifestyle. I mean, trying to promote people for good nutrition and that kind of thing. So certainly we wish you good luck in the rest of the season and the upcoming, you know, because you'll carry through to track, and we certainly hope to see you get to nationals, because we'd love to see you get your goals.
Thank you very much.
Well, we just want to thank Nick again for coming by today, taking time out of his busy schedule. Please stand by after the break. I'll be joined by another in-studio guest. Joining me in studio now is junior Celia Alterio of our women's cross-country team. Welcome, Celia.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming by. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Celia Alterio, and I'm from Amherst, New York. It's a small town up by Buffalo. And cross-country and track runner, and my major is biology with physical therapy concentration.
Physical therapy. Ran cross-country and track in high school?
I actually played soccer in high school, but I did do winter and spring track.
Okay, and now you're here running cross-country and track?
Yeah.
What made you switch over?
I just started distance running, and I've been addicted since.
Oh, okay. So actually, we had Nick on the show earlier, and he talked about a lifestyle, cross-country. So you're saying right now that cross-country has kind of become a lifestyle for you?
It really has. I mean, in high school, I kind of lived the life of a runner, but now that I'm here and I'm doing cross-country, you get into a certain kind of routine, and you just follow it.
Well, in order to play soccer anyway, you have to be able to run up and down the field for 90 minutes or more, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. It probably helped you, determine that whether or not you want to go become a runner. Now that you're here, when you were being recruited, some of the things that stood out for you when you were looking at Oneonta?
My parents tried to impress upon me that academics should be just as much as athletics. So the first and foremost part I chose Oneonta was for its academics, but I knew Matt LaPiccolo from Aim High running camp, so that was part of a factor too.
So you made a connection with him, and now that you're here, how's he worked to improve your running?
Since I didn't do cross country in high school, it's just been a general progression, and each year I've been building up. So, and I've gotten better and better since I've been here. Well,
certainly you've been one of our top runners since your freshman year. So, I mean, even better is it could even get to that level where is your goal trying to get to the NCAA championship meet?
I definitely would like to go to the top. It's just keep working.
What's a typical training week like for you?
It's been a trial and error process, and I think I've found that anywhere between 40 to 50 miles a week is ideal for me, and 2-3 hard workouts and fill in the rest with some easy runs.
What kind of hard workouts when you say hard workouts?
We have a program we follow, and we do some interval work, and then we do a long effort too, which is about 25% of our weekly mileage. 25%
of your weekly mileage. Now, this year's team, if we can just switch gears a little bit, we have a lot of freshmen.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like the elder stateswoman now.
And I know, it's cool.
So yeah, is that exciting for you to be able to lead some of those younger runners?
It is. It's really interesting too to see all the different dynamics of the team this year, because compared to past years, we've improved so much, and we have so much more talent, just in numbers and in the quality of the runners too. So it should be real interesting, and we have some runners from track too that switched over to cross. Now,
do they look to you, those younger runners, to kind of help them with their training? I mean, do they ask questions?
Yeah, I think we've kind of taken them under our wing, tried to show them the right nutrition, right things to do to recover and prepare for meets and races.
Now, this first week, right off the bat, certainly a strong showing for everyone. I mean, I think 5 out of our top 7 were freshman runners. And one right behind you. You won the race. Congratulations, being our first student athlete of the week this past week. So, what kinds of things are you looking forward to as the season progresses?
I'm just really looking forward to see how the team does overall, because we stayed really packed together up through the whole upper loop, the first mile, and Carolyn and I gradually moved up, so we executed our race plan right how we wanted to.
Now, Fortin Park, is that a great home course for you guys?
It is. It's got some trails, it's got some grass, a little hill. It's a perfect home course.
Yeah. Now, do you, as you look into the SUNY towards the end of the season, it's always a tough conference. How are we hoping to fare this year?
I think that our team has a lot of potential to definitely get up there in the rankings and do a lot better than we have in the past.
This past week in the rankings, Oneonta did receive votes on the women's side, just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
Would you like to see Oneonta in the top 10?
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be very cool.
To join the other, there's 3 or 4 other SUNYs in there, so that would certainly put us in the same footage, make our mark, so to speak.
Yeah, SUNY's a real tough conference, so just to be ranked up there with them would be real cool.
Any maybe advice to give to any prospective students looking at Oneonta, not just athletic-wise, but maybe some academic?
Yeah, I think the program we have going here with running is very conducive to just even average athletes that are looking to improve as they get older and just build upon what they've already got going.
Okay. Well, certainly we wish you good luck this year as you continue on, and we hope you stay healthy all year long and reach all your goals as a team. And certainly we hope you will continue to lead the program into to some new ground, higher expectations. So certainly thank you for coming by today.
Thanks very much for having me.
Okay, well, after the break, I'll be joined by head coach Matt LaPiccolo. Joining me now is head men's and women's cross country coach, Matt LaPiccolo. Matt, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me, Geoff.
Well, we always start off with our guests. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, this is my 10th year at Oneonta. I was thinking about that on the way over here, and I was like, God, I've been here at Oneonta longer than I've been in high school and college combined. So it's certainly been home to me, and definitely grown up here, and I'm excited to continue on.
Now, you grew up in the kind of nearby Norwich, went to SUNY, Plattsburgh, so you had a familiarity with the SUNY system. Why don't you tell us about your career at Plattsburgh?
Yeah, I ended up running just track there for the first couple years, and ended up running cross country my second half of my career there as well. So I was a three-sport athlete the second half of my career, and it actually helped me a lot, in terms of running the 800 meters. That's what my main goal was, and my fitness level improved, and I won a couple of SUNY championships individually, and was All-American my senior year as well in the 800.
Also part of a cross-country championship team at Plattsburgh.
That's right, my senior year, before I was All-American in track, we actually won the SUNY cross-country title and made the NCAA meet as a team. So that was, I was really lucky to make the NCAA's 3 consecutive seasons my senior year. So it was pretty cool to go to 3 NCAA championships.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. Now, coming to Oneonta, did any of your Plattsburgh, kind of the training methods that you use at Plattsburgh, I mean, did anything carry over, or is it just?
Oh, certainly. I take a lot of my 800-meter training, and it's always evolving, and everything's always evolving scientifically and stuff like that. So we do a lot of the same stuff, but it's never quite the same. It's not even the same season to season or year to year. We just want to try to improve each athlete individually, which is never going to be the same because everybody's different.
Right. Now, when you say each individual athlete, when you're recruiting students out of high school, I mean, do you look for the kid? I mean, obviously we want to recruit the best if we can get them here. But I mean, there's something to be said for that kid who you might look at and say, gee, 3 years from now or 2 years from now, they really could do something. Do you use that philosophy at all?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've made a living here off that, taking average student athletes and making them all Americans. So, now we're to the point where we want to take good student athletes and make them great, and we're really starting to do that, with the incoming class here on both the freshmen, both sides for cross country. So we look at athletes and what they've been able to do off different kinds of training, and kind of evaluate potential that way.
Now, when you get them here, we've already heard earlier on the show, we had Celia and Nick on and talking about a lifestyle, like running. I mean, I've run too, and I've done some stuff, but for you guys, it's a lot different. So can you explain a little bit about that, how you do that?
Well, you kind of have to view it as a lifestyle because we're in season from end of August all the way through the end of May, really, with indoor and outdoors, as far as the distance runners go with cross country. So it is a major time of your life, and you have to view it as a lifestyle, and you have to act accordingly if you want to be successful, if you want to be like the 27 All-Americans that we have on the wall in the office. It has to be that way, and we preach that with different aspects of your life, and recovery and sleep and all that kind of stuff.
What kinds of things in particular, what kind of methods do you employ as far as to instill that?
When we're away from training, everything you do away from training has a profound impact on what you do on the track, or even if you talk about it across other sports as well, on the field. So we want to be conscious of that, and that's what we really preach on, what you're eating in the dining halls and how much sleep you're getting and how many overnighters you have to pull to study and stuff like that. That can have a positive or negative impact on your training and ultimately your competitive performance. So we really make sure that at least it's thought in everybody's head.
Right. Now, you rely on your upperclassmen to help with the younger kids when they come into the program to kind of get them to buy in?
Certainly. We every year we go right from the beginning and teach, the first few weeks, and the upperclassmen have been through it obviously 3 or 4 times now. So it's something that they can teach as well, once they've learned it and over. So it gets to the point where in the middle of the season or middle of the track season or whatever, my job is pretty easy until we get to the specific workout. They handle all the warm-ups and stuff like that. So everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's on board with the same routine. So it makes my life a lot easier in terms of the responsibility of the upperclassmen knowing over and over and over that what we're doing.
Right. Now, so the expectations are the same for everybody, whether you're a freshman or a senior, your program, the way you run it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're all runners. We're all, you score the same amount of points. You run against the same clock, so everybody's expectations need to be the same.
Okay. Now, switching gears, we've already got a meet under our belt. Both men and women kind of dominated both sides. You ran at home over at Fortin Park, which is a great course, by the way. I mean, it's great viewing. You can see it's great shape. Let's look at the men first. Happy with the performance overall?
Couldn't have asked for anything more. I mean, we actually scored 15 points. It's a perfect score in cross country. It doesn't get any better than that. That's taking the first 5 places. We actually ended up taking the first 7 places, which was even better. We had a couple freshmen in there to get up and do that for us in our 5th and 6th runners. The 4 guys coming across the line together, sticking together, and so all 4 of them got the win, not just the one single individual. Was pretty special. That doesn't happen very often in cross country. We just went into the race with expectations to execute a couple things, stick together, work on race plans and stuff like that, and everybody did that perfectly well, and we came out looking very, very good. The competition wasn't, it was not the NCAA competition that we'll hit in a couple weeks here, but it certainly is something that you want to go in and do well against, and we're very happy with the outcome as far as that goes.
Can you give us the names of some runners this year on the men's side that you think will shine for us? And
well, obviously you just met Nick. He was the first guy out of making the NCAA meet last year, so he's obviously going to be leading the show. We expect great things out of him. We got a good, solid junior class. He finished the race there with Sean Daly, who was on the 4x4 national championship team indoors, Tim Greenberg, and Frank Pfaffenberger. So those guys are going to be the upperclassmen leading the way. We have some quality freshmen coming in, Nick Madison from Oneonta High School along with Tim Greenberg, and Ben Reynolds down from Maine Enwell High School. So we got some Section 4 guys, some local guys helping out, and I'm happy where we're at right now. I know those are the names you probably should look out for.
Okay. Switching over to the women, a lot of new faces. I mean, they don't have numbers on their back, so it's going to be tough for me to get to know them. But
yeah.
What are we looking for there? Happy with the performance? And
yeah, I mean, you never know what you're going to get when you line up 7 or 8 freshman women on the line and put a lot of your hopes in what they're doing. But we stuck together. We have some good leadership in Celia and Margaret Conlon, who are doing a very good job as far as that goes and getting them into the routine like we just talked about. So they're just following along right now, and we're rolling with things, and we have some talent, and they're willing to work hard and buy into the lifestyle philosophy so far. So we'll see what happens with them.
Names of some freshmen to look for?
Carolyn Nasser, she's been training with Celia a lot lately, so she was right behind her in the race the other day. We have Allie Demura, Amanda Skirmerhorn. They're all escaping me again. We have a whole bunch of them in there right now.
Well, but we know we're going to be looking and we're going to see them. I mean, just after the first meet, there's already some excitement, so that was pretty cool to watch.
Absolutely. We got votes for the region, which was important. And, we're not in the top 10 yet, but obviously that's the ultimate goal down the line this year.
Right. SUNYAC, I mean, you got national championship men's team on one side in Cortland, and of course the women have won. Geneseo won it a couple years ago.
Right.
Always tough to crack the top, 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. Is that the ultimate goal this year for both programs, or?
Well, we were 3rd 2 years ago on the men's side. We took a little step back last year. I don't know. Actually, I think we had a better team last year than we did the year before, but as the conference got exponentially better. So you never know what you're going to get. We finished 11th in the region on the men's side last year. That was our highest ever. So I did think we had a better team, even though it didn't show in the SUNYAC result. So we want to kind of hit both things this year. We want to crack that top 10 in the region, and do some damage and go after Fredonia and Plattsburgh and try to get that 3rd spot back and see what we can do behind national champion Cortland and the 8th place team from NCAA's Geneseo.
When you talk lifestyle that we were talking about running, you're obviously involved in other things. I mean, you work some camps during the summer. Maybe you could talk a little bit about the camp that you work and the quality of people that actually, you get in for speakers and some of the quality of kids. And talk about
it's Aim High Running Camp. It's up in central New York. Some friends of mine run it. They've been doing it a long time now. And they always have Olympians in every year. And last year they had Susie Faber-Hamilton, who actually I made the contact with to bring her to Oneonta State last fall. So that was, it's always good to bring Olympians and meet Olympians because they're living the lifestyle. And if we can convey that to younger athletes, then that's, something that's they're going to take and remember for the rest of their lives.
Yeah,
so.
I know when Susie came to campus, I mean, she did a great job, and it was like everyone was even just enamored. I mean, all athletes, never mind, just the cross-country track people. I mean, I think other athletes kind of got the message of, like, wow, like what an incredible caliber of person coming to speak to us about, just what she had been through and kind of the things that had gone through her during her life, during her being an Olympian herself. So, I mean, I think those are important things to our student athletes.
Absolutely, life lessons. That's that's what we're about, and the well-rounded person. And if we can convey that through the use of sport, then we're doing our job here.
The other part of your involvement, you've been a Syracuse Charger for, since I've known you. But can you talk a little bit about the Syracuse Chargers running club?
Sure. We. After college, a lot of runners want to keep going and stuff. It's a lifelong sport. It's not just a 4-year thing. And, there's different levels of competition all the way, through masters, and we have 70, 80-year-old national champions on our club and stuff like that. But the competitive teams is what I've been involved with for a while since I got out of college, and, it's certainly helped my running and try to take it beyond Division III and to the next level and U.S. championships and so on and so forth. So I've been involved with that for a long time as an athlete, and now I've been doing some other things to help younger athletes fresh out of college, some postgrads, achieve their dreams as well. So it's been a fun ride, and getting in big meets as far as that goes. Well,
your wife Amanda last year, outdoor track, U.S. track and field championships.
She's one that I helped out. There's no question about that.
Caitlin O'Sullivan as well.
Caitlin O'Sullivan, former grad here from Oneonta. Alex Strout actually ran out last year. So we've had some Red Dragons continue on and stuff like that, and just chasing dreams, trying to make it to the U.S. championships. And Amanda actually had a great 2009 season, finishing 14th in the country in the 5,000 against everyone, not just a certain amount of people, but that's anyone in the country. And we were out in Eugene, Oregon at the U.S. Championships, which is Tracktown, USA, and that's the running mecca. And we were just in awe for the 5 days that we were out there.
Now, your wife was a Division III athlete as well, competed at Ithaca. So, people think Division III, they think, oh, that's it, it's done, and you don't learn anything, you don't get any better. Obviously, it's false, and you don't coach that way. I know you don't. You want to make everyone better.
Well, it goes back to one of the original questions you asked me about looking for potential and getting people better. And that's the same thing, with the club situation, going beyond what their college coaches were able to do, and looking at potential. And I saw that, in Amanda, and I was like, oh, well, we can try some things that might help, and it ended up working far beyond probably both of our dreams. So it's been fun, and she just loves it and wants to continue and keep going and see really how far she can take it.
Now, with the Division III philosophy, when you're out recruiting, maybe a couple of key points, when you're out recruiting, what kinds of things are you looking for from a prospective student?
Well, I take a lot from the current student athletes that we have. We make connections with certain high schools and stuff like that, and coaches, and I like to know if someone's going to be a good fit athletically, obviously, but maybe even more importantly, as a person within the program. And that just comes from knowing the athletes, and the athletes knowing their former teammates out of high school and their coaches. And so I definitely look at that aspect of things and see if they'd be a good fit entirely.
Well, and certainly I think with this group of freshmen, getting them to fit in with the rest of the program as far as both on men and women. Right now you're off to a great start. We certainly hope you have another, as we get going here, hope you continued success and move up in the SUNYACs this year, and hopefully we'll get a couple of individuals that will compete at nationals.
Yeah, our next meet we'll have defending national champions on our home course, with Cortland will be in town. The individual champion, Peter Cosgate from Hamilton, be in town, scheduled to run on our home course. So we'll be battling coming up very shortly here. So it's always an adventure in cross country. So
that's right, and that'll be Friday, September
18th.
18th at
5 o'clock out at Fortin Park.
Yep.
Course is in great shape. I'll have to do.
As long as we don't get any monsoon.
That's right.
Because we've been there when it's been wet as well. Well, thanks for coming by today.
Thanks, Geoff.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Okay, well, that wraps up another edition of Inside Red Dragon Sports. Don't forget to check out our 24-hour hotline and our website for all the news and scores about Red Dragon athletics. As always, we invite you to come out and support all of our teams that are in action at home. We'd like to give you some upcoming events. The women's tennis team is at home Wednesday and Thursday this week. Both matches start at 4 p.m. This week, as we just said, cross-country team will be at home at Fortin Park. That's Friday evening at 5 o'clock, where we will have some pretty high-caliber teams competing. And also the field hockey team will be at home both Friday and Saturday. Friday's game will start at 4 p.m. and Saturday's game is at 1 o'clock. And also on Saturday, our men's soccer team will be at home for a game that begins at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining us and have a good evening.